Hey everybody, welcome to the guitar play-along video of Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs, featuring the great Steve Cropper on guitar. Check it out. I think you get the idea, right? And there's another part of this song that I'm going to show you as well. Okay? So, when you think of Booker T and the MGs, this is pretty much their classic signature tune, although there's an interesting history behind this tune, and it's a big surprise that this turned out to be the biggest hit they ever had. But a fantastic group, fantastic guitar player, Steve Cropper, one of my personal favorites. I grabbed my Telecaster for today's video so I could pay proper tribute to one of the masters of the Telecaster, Steve Cropper. Thanks, Steve. So, here's what you need to know for Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. First of all, download the original song, okay? Make sure you get the authentic original version, Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. My job is to teach you how to play the tune. Your job is to play along with the real recording, okay? So you can get right there with the groove, and this song has a killer groove. Okay, so the song kicks off, as you might remember, with a great organ riff. When the guitar first makes its entrance, it's doing these nice little stabs. I call them stabs because they're like little jabs that make you sit up straight, these little staccato sounds. I made a chart here to make it really easy for you to hear for you to see what the guitar is doing. Okay, I'm going to play it for you for a second, and then I'll walk you through the chart here. But check it out. One finger is all you need for this. One finger and a thumb. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, a 2, 3, 4, a 2, 3, 4, a 2, 3, 4, a 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how the guitar makes its entrance. So what am I doing? I'm following this sequence here: 3, 3, 3, 3, 8, 8, 3, 3, 10, 8, 3, 3. And what am I doing exactly? Imagine taking an A chord, an A major chord, but playing with just one finger, squeezing those strings. Okay, that's it. Now, instead of being at the second fret like you would be for an A chord, we're right here on the third fret to start off. Okay? So, the pressure, of course, is going to be on the fourth, third, and second strings, also known as your D, G, and B strings. But if you're like me, you can't help but to touch the skinny string a little bit with the skin of your index finger. That's a good thing. Hopefully, with a little practice, you can get 3 ringing notes. That's the fourth, third, and second strings. But if you come in at just the right angle, the skinny string will be dead sounding like that. So check it out. Okay, now why is that important? When you strum, you do not want the listener to hear any music coming out of the skinny string. We don't want to hear this. We want that skinny string to be dead. Now, you could just avoid hitting the skinny string altogether. It's possible, but just to hedge your bets, if you come in at just the right angle and put your pressure just carefully, you're going to end up deadening out that skinny string. Okay? Now, here's another tip. When you do this thing we're talking about here, these little stabs, this is where the guitar first makes its entrance into the tune. You could do them as up picks. Get your thumb right between get your pick right between the first and second skinny strings. You're going to pluck up, do an upstroke, hitting the second, third, and fourth strings. Now, if you do that, you eliminate any concern about hitting the skinny string by mistake on a downstroke. So that might be even easier. Although, for future reference, file away this one finger grip here with a deadened skinny string, because you can use that in a lot of other situations. Okay, so hey, why not for this time, for this particular song, we do these as upstrokes. Okay, so when it says 3, 3, 3, 3 right there, upstrokes at the third fret. Okay, it's going to be 4 upstrokes at the third fret. 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. And notice I relax my grip and the sound disappears. Right? Staccato, that's what's called staccato. It moves up to 8 for 2 strokes. A 2, 3, 4. A 2, 3, 4. Back to 3 for 2 strokes. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And finally 10, 8, 3, 3. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay? So in terms of your left hand, pretty simple so far. 3s, 8s, and 10s. Okay? And because of that silence, those 4 counts in between each of these little stabs, you have time to look ahead and get up to 8, or back to 3, or up to 10, and so on. Okay? It's a great song for beginners, especially if you haven't done something like this before. All right? Any questions? You're good so far? All right? Your 1-finger chord grip with an upstroke, and make sure you hit only the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. Okay? In slow motion, it'd be like. All right, so the electric guitar, played by the great Steve Cropper, he does that sequence 1 time as soon as the guitar makes its entrance, which is right after the organ intro. Okay? Now, then for several courses, he switches over to what I would call doubling the bass part, doubling the bass line. This is the part that goes. And so on. I'm going to walk you through that in a second. Okay? So what he's doing here is playing single notes on his heavier strings. It's a very distinctive sound. I'm muffling a little bit with the edge of my hand, the edge of my right hand, resting just a tiny bit instead of. To me, it just feels right to get that slightly muffled, controlled sound, or dampened sound. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of tips about this part of the tune. I've tabbed it out right here. There's an F riff, a B flat riff, and a C riff. Those are the 3 things you have to learn to play along with this tune, but they're not too hard. In fact, they're all related to each other. If you can play the F riff, you can play the B flat and C, no problem. All right, so let's focus on the F riff. It uses the 2 fattest strings. It uses your E and your A strings, your 6th and your 5th strings. Now, for the left hand, I highly recommend you using your index finger, your pinky, and then your index finger again. Okay? Let your pinky get a workout. If your pinky finger feels wimpy and like it can't really do what we're about to do, even more the greater reason to use that pinky finger. Okay? If you always avoid using your pinky, it's never going to be good for anything. We don't want that. Okay? So, here it is. I know some of you are people who learn from a printed page, and some of you are visual learners, okay? So for those of you who don't want me to talk so much and just want to see what my fingers are doing, 1st fret, fat string, 4th fret, fat string, and 1st fret, 5th string. Now, there's one crucial upstroke in here, okay? You can't live without this upstroke. I'm going to force you to do this, but you're going to be glad, okay? Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. It's the 3rd note you're playing. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. Okay? 5 notes all together. The 3rd one is going to be an upstroke. It's going to make life so much easier. So that's the F riff. Okay? It's a bit of a stretch. If you can, and this is a big if, but if you can, try to keep that pointer finger in place even when you reach up to play that pinky note. See that? I got 2 fingers out at the same time. It just gives a sense of stability. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you don't, there's a tendency of your pointer finger to creep up in this direction, and then it's going to have to rush back for that 1st fret on the 5th string anyways, right? It's not ideal. Now, some of you might have hands that are a little bit smaller, and this might be a real challenge to play at the 1st fret and the 4th fret. So it's not mandatory, but just be aware that if you can do it, especially with a little bit of practice, it will save you a little bit of time and trouble. Okay? All right? So, let's take a break here for 1 second. I hope you're having a good time. I love making these videos. I hope you enjoy watching this. Check out the information down below. Please subscribe. I've got a lot of these play-along videos and some more instructional videos that are kind of longer, more extensive. So check them all out. Please subscribe. Okay? All right. Now, the F riff. Guess what? The B flat riff, same exact thing. You just drop the whole riff down 1 string in this direction. Okay, so it's the same thing, but I'm starting here, 5th string 1, and I end up on the 4th string 1, and there it is tabbed out. Okay, last one requires a position shift, meaning your whole hand is going to move up to a new starting place for your index finger. 3 on the 5th string, 3 on the A string. It's the same overall pattern. Index finger with a down, down, up. Pinky finger on 6, down. Next string 3, down. Okay? Same riff. If you can play the F, you can play all these. You just have to shift to new starting places. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to run you through each one of these one time, and then I'm going to tell you what order they go in to complete the whole sequence. It's called a 12-bar blues. We'll get to that in 1 second. So the F riff, slow motion. B flat riff. And the C riff. Okay? Now that's everything you need to play the rhythm guitar part for Green Onions. All right? Now let's talk about the order these are going to move in. You might not have known it, but when you play that top part, you are following a formula known as the 12-bar blues. And this follows the same 12-bar blues. We're in the key of F in this particular song, so not surprisingly, the F riff is going to come first. Oh, by the way, these names, the F riff, B flat riff, C riff, they're named after the first note that you're playing in the sequence, okay? So the F riff starts on the note F right there. That's all. That's where these names are coming from. All right, so now what order do you put these in? Okay, check it out. And you might want to, after I say this, you might want to pause the video and write it down, or get ready to rewind it 15 seconds, okay, so that you can make a note of what the order is. Ready? F riff 4 times. B flat riff 2 times. Back to F 2 times. Lastly, the C riff once, B flat riff once, F riff twice. Note where I'm going to say this again, okay? I'm going to say it in a different format. Okay, look how I'm going to say it. F, 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 F. B flat, F, F. C, B flat, F, F. The classic 12-bar blues. I'm going to play it all the way through in a second, okay? And this is what you hear Steve Cropper doing when there's a nice organ solo, when Booker T himself is cranking out a fantastic organ solo. This is what you hear Steve Cropper doing in the background. And I'm pretty sure it's what Duck Dunn is doing on the bass to support the song too. When the bass player and the guitar player join forces and they play the exact same riff as each other, it creates a very powerful, very cool sound. And not every song has that. Very often the guitar player is playing chords or power chords or screaming lead guitar solo. But when they join forces like that and double each other, very cool sound. Okay? So, are you ready to hear the the riffs in order? Okay, here it comes. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch. Switch back. F. Here comes C. B flat. F. Okay? Get the idea? Now you might have to rewind this this video a few seconds to go back and make a note about what order these go in. Okay, I'm going to tell you again right now. F 4 times. B flat twice, back to F twice. Last sequence, C once, B once, B flat once, and F twice. Okay? Now, we've covered a lot of the song. In this video, we're not going to cover Steve Cropper's great guitar solo that happens later on in the tune, although we could do that in another video. But this is the heart of Green Onions, the guitar part, Steve Cropper's guitar part of Green Onions. I hope you download the original tune and play along with it, okay? There's a lot to love about this song, and nothing not to love. So grab yourself a Telecaster, crank out some Steve Cropper here with Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love making them. Don't forget to check out the information down below and subscribe. And thanks for watching. All right, take care, everybody.